question for Umar Johnson.
Please stop saying where, because I told you I'm uploading a video once I'm done talking. Screenshot her face and screenshot her face and see if you could get her real name. She goes on the no allowed list. I promised you I would be giving you the FDMG school announcement. Well, for those of you who are tuned in right now, you are getting a special treat. Because I am no longer going forward with the February 14th announcement. Instead, I'm making the announcement today, February the 9th. Right now, I am making the announcement. This is the Frederick Douglass and Marcus Garvey Academy announcement. Today is the 9th. This August, we crossed the finish line of 400 years of fighting against white racism and oppression in these United States of America. And so on August the 21st of 2019, we will commemorate, we will remember 400 years of the struggle of our ancestors. So brothers and sisters, I am here today to let you know that we have succeeded. To all the brothers and sisters who donated, who supported me through the thick and the thin, this has been a very long 4.5 years, brothers and sisters. A very long 4.5 years. And I'm just glad to say that we have our school. I am here today, brothers and sisters, to let you know that we have our school. And I am happy and elated to report to you today that we have found the location for the very first FDMG Academy. Brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen, parents and youth and elders, our ancestors are happy today. They rejoice in heaven because we can now begin the process of psychological reconstruction, one African mind at a time.
I got a question for Umar Johnson. If anybody's familiar with Umar Johnson, can you relay this question to him?
Okay. Brothers and sisters, the time has come for the redemption of African people.
Because from my understanding, he said he had just purchased a school, and I'm happy for that.
Okay. You know, I just called on all the ancestors to bring me the power and the strength that I needed to see this thing through. And they finally did it. I also plan down the road, in keeping with in the tradition of the most honorable Marcus Messiah Garvey, who had the Black Star Line steamship company, which he incorporated 100 years ago. So the Frederick Douglass and Marcus Garvey Academy is coming 100 years on the 100-year anniversary of the birth of the Black Star Line Steamship Corporation. That was 1919, and here we are in 2019. That was 1919, and here we are in 2019. This is August of 2017. 18 months ago, a year and a half. So then, all of a sudden, divine intervention took place because we raised just under $750,000, but the asking price was much more than $750,000.
He just made a video saying that he acquired the property.
Okay. Don't worry about where I got my degrees from, because you won't be allowed in the school anyway. You're wasting your time.
I don't know if he exactly said it in those words, that he said he has a school.
Okay, y'all got to keep donating. How much is it going to cost to restore the Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy? How much is it going to cost? The restoration costs is $1 million for complete restoration if I want to go through a regular contractor and building company. Remember, we got 4 buildings. We have 2 schools. Let me be clear. We have 2 schools. We have the Frederick Douglass building and we have the Marcus Garvey building. We have the Frederick Douglass building and we have the Marcus Garvey building. We have 2 schools. And then we have another building that I'm going to turn into the Pan-African Research Center and another building which is going to be the community center.
I don't know if he said he purchased the school.
I got the keys. I got the keys. I got the keys.
See, you got to pay attention to the wording.
What they say? They said, they said I was flashing keys, huh? Oh, we got the keys. Oh, we got the keys, brothers and sisters. We got the keys. Okay. It's ours. It's ours. We have succeeded. Thank God. We have succeeded. Thank God. We have succeeded.
So maybe I had it all wrong because I made a video saying that he acquired a school.
August the 21st of 2019 is only 6 months from now. August the 21st of 2019 is only 6 months from now. It is impossible for me to have the building restored and to have the school opened in 6 months. It is impossible. So the start date is being pushed back 1 summer to August the 20th of 1920. We celebrate 100 years of the red, black, and green flag, August of 2020. August of 1920, that's when the Honorable Marcus Messiah Garvey chose the red, black, and green. August of 2020, the red, black, and green flag turns 100 years old. That's when we're going to open the school.
But when I went back and looked at his video again, he said, he didn't say he purchased a school. He didn't say that.
But this is what I want to do. I want to open the building for you to come and see it. A grand opening on the quadricentennial of African struggle in America on August the 21st of 2019, this summer. We have 20 classrooms in one building. We got another 16 classrooms in the other building. We got 20 classrooms in one building. We got over 16 classrooms in the other building.
And a lot of people saying that, you know, he didn't give an address to the school.
Okay. Okay. Please stop saying where, because I told you I'm uploading a video once I'm done talking.
Wilmington, Delaware. I'm going to say it again. 610-610 East 17th Street, Wilmington, Delaware. I'm going to say it one more time. The address of that school that he was at, that he filmed, is 610 East 17th Street, Wilmington, Delaware.
Okay. 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 We have to follow directions. Security cameras, as I said, I'm still using the security of the previous owner. I have to switch it over in 30 days. If there's any brothers out there who are expert in installing security cameras inside and outside the school, I need to be able to look on my phone and look at my school, okay? We ain't got a lot of money, y'all. Most of what we had, we spent on a school. Most of what we had, we spent on a school. And we own it outright. No mortgage, thanks to my donors. Thank you, donors. Thank you. We own it No mortgage. The toughest part is over. We own the school. The toughest part is over. All we got to do is restore and open up. Brothers and sisters, we did it. We did it, and we did it in the year of our ancestors. I tell you, our ancestors in heaven, they rejoicing right now. Marcus Garvey, Frederick Douglass, Nat Turner, Harriet Tubman, Patrice Lumumba, Kwame Nkrumah, Steve Biko, Robert Sobukwe, Mama Winnie. They are up in heaven. His Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie is saying, get him, Leo. Get him, Menelik II. Get him, Leo. Get him, Edward Wilmot Blyden. Get him, fellow Leo. Go get him.
The school closed down in 2015. It used to be called the New Moyer School. It was a charter school, and it closed down.
Okay, I need to get close to the school. If you live in Wilmington, help me. I need to get close to the school. I'm hoping we can find something within a walking distance. I want to be right by the school. So if you live in Wilmington and you know of a house for rent, apartment for rent, okay.
And so what I did was I called.
Okay. Okay.
The person on the phone told me that no one has purchased that property.
Okay. Okay.
So I apologize to those that saw my previous video and I said that Umar purchased a school. And I didn't really say he purchased a school, and I don't think he really said that either. But I kind of jumped the gun, but he made a video. I'm going off the video that he made saying that he has a school. I was under the assumption that he purchased a school, because he was saying in the video that, he got to do maintenance on the school. He hasn't got the lights turned on yet.
I got the keys. I got the keys. I got the keys.
So yeah, do you have a school or not, Umar? That's what I'm asking you, because I don't know. Maybe I jumped the gun.
Okay. Okay. Don't worry about where I got my degrees from, because you won't be allowed in the school anyway. You're wasting your time. Somebody screenshot her face and see if you could get her real name. She goes on the no allowed list. She goes on the not allowed list. Okay. All these haters, I need y'all to help me out. Screenshot them. Get that face in that name. Get that face in that name. Okay.
And I shouldn't have. Sometimes you shouldn't assume anything, But, it's been about 4 years. He's been talking about starting a school for the longest. So I was like, okay, he got a school, And, but then I started reading the comments. People were saying that he don't have an address to the school. Again, the address is easy to find. There's a couple ways you can find an address. This should let you know. He had mentioned that he didn't give an address to the school, but he had mentioned that the address was in Delaware, Wilmington. So I was under the impression it's in Wilmington. So I said, all right, all you really have to do is do a special listing search and then match the pictures up, and I found it. It's 610 East 17th Street, Wilmington, Delaware. And if you type that in the Google search, you're going to see that that's the school he was standing in front of. So, and then if you want to go a step further, you can call. Not that number that's listed on Google. You're going to have to, I'm not going to say how each property that's for listing or that's closed down, there has an owner. So you will have to call to see if that school was sold or not. And so maybe, like I said, I had made a video on it the other night. Thinking that the school was sold, and I'm not even sure now. I'm not even sure if the school was sold. I was under the impression, because he was saying that this is going to be the name of this building. This is going to be the name of this building. There's a YMCA across the street. I thought he had it. I don't know. Maybe he'll make a follow-up video showing, he don't have to do this for me because I don't really care, but maybe showing the people that he has a deed to the property or have a leasing agreement or something like that. And that will end that. But to my knowledge, that school hasn't been sold. So that's all I got to say about that. I don't know, Umar, but it's that school was easy to find. Easy. Even all I needed was just the side of that school, and I could find anything. All I needed to know was just have like a quick profile picture. Okay, Wilmington, Delaware. Let me get on the phone and find it, and I found it. And there's another person on YouTube that found it as well. I'm not the only person that found it, and it's starting to circulate now on YouTube that you don't have the school. So I thought you did, but maybe because I don't believe you said in the video, again, like I said, I don't believe you said that you purchased anything. That was my bad. So if anybody saw that video of me, my bad, because I thought he had it. But
your school, a couple of years ago, you were raising money for your school. I believe that one of the goals, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, was between $2 million and $4 million. So this is a three-part question. A is, what's the status of your school? B is, how much money did you raise? And C is, where's that money now?
Okay. And of course, I've answered this 50 times.
51 now.
Yes, sir. I don't mind answering it again, only because Connecticut don't get me a lot.
Right.
But I would say, though, and this is not to you, because I don't think you're familiar with the information as much, so I want to clarify that. But you do get tired of answering the same question over and over and over and over again. However, the original goal was to purchase the St. Paul's College in Lawrenceville, Virginia.
Right.
Okay. That is no longer a goal because I was told that it was sold just under a year ago. I found out about it by accident. A friend of mine texted me, there's a black college for sale. They only want $2 million. I said, just $2 million for an entire campus? Let's jump on it. So it came out of the blue back in 2014. We started raising money for the St. Paul's College. I found out just under a year ago, a couple months ago, that it was sold. I'm now being told that it's no longer for sale, so whatever agreement was in place is no longer there. However, the school has been closed for about 2-3 years now. We have not raised the money that was necessary. We originally wanted $4 to $5 million, which would allow us to acquire the school and also pay for the rehabilitation. Okay, we dropped it to $2 million, which was the basic asking price to acquire the school. But that doesn't give you any extra capital to refurbish the school and get it up to code, because you're changing it from a college to a grade school. And the code is totally different. And because it is a historical school, you got to put elevators in there, fire, water, sprinklers. There's a lot we would have had to do. The $2 million wouldn't have gave us enough money for that. But we haven't raised $2 million.
And for my viewers out there, sorry to cut you off, and your school was going to be kind of like a border school?
Residential academy.
For the young black.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So now what we're doing with the money we've raised, which is approximately $700,000.
As of today?
As of today.
Okay.
Is we're going to get a regular day school. And
Okay.
we're going to start with a regular day school and expand and grow into the residential academy. You got to crawl before you can walk.
Now, where is that money sitting right
It's in
now?
a bank account called Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy.
Okay. I know a lot of people were saying that maybe you could have been pocketing the money, or you maybe was spending some of your money.
I can tell you this.
Out of your
If
own
I was stealing money from that school, I can promise you the FBI would have already arrested me. They watch me more than any Negro on Facebook, YouTube, Snapchat, or Instagram.
Right.
So the most ludicrous thing about that is I know that I'm being watched. I've even been told by FBI agents that I'm under surveillance. So if I make any wrong move, they'll catch it before a Negro on Facebook who's never been a principal of a school, never ran a school, never opened a school, doesn't have a doctorate degree, and probably don't have even half the credentials that I hold.
Right.
So I really don't pay a lot of attention to people who just say things without any basis for them. When someone says we think he's stealing the money, based on what? But that follow-up question is never there. I've never once heard anybody say why they think he's stealing the money. I think some of that comes from the fact that if a lot of people had access to $700,000, they probably would be stealing the money. But when you have 6 degrees, when you are the most requested black scholar on the planet, okay, when you are a successful school psychologist and a successful author, you don't have to steal money from an effort to build a school for our children.
Right. And when I know you wanted to raise money for your school, but did you literally have like a step-by-step blueprint though on like what, like how are you gonna do your finance
Remember now,
and
you're
stuff?
talking about a former school principal.
Right.
So running a school is might be a problem for you, but it wouldn't be for me because
but you
it's
had,
my
I'm saying, but
expertise.
you had that structure laid out to the people who wanted to donate, or if someone, like if I wanted to donate and I said, okay, I'm going to donate $10,000, right? But Dr. Johnson, let me see a structure, let me see a plan of I want to see if, was that laid out to the public or to whomever?
No, because that's none of your concern.
Okay.
Now, if you come to me with a $10,000 check,
Or 500, whatever, any donate, right.
yeah, if you come to me
Right.
with a $10,000 check,
Right.
you would be more privy to information than someone who had a $1,000 check. And someone with a $1,000 check will be privy to more information than someone with a $500 check. In other words, you don't get my entire school plan because you're making a donation. Nor have most of my donors asked for it.
Right.
Most of my donors, who are very serious people and strong supporters of Dr. Umar Johnson, are repeat donors. I have doctors who donate thousands every month. I have attorneys. I have scientists, engineers. I have grandparents. I have brothers and sisters who are struggling, but still want to make sure they send that $10 money order in. And they never ask any questions whatsoever.
Right.
Many of them are people who I've helped with their own children. So they've seen over the past 20 years with my work, being an educator at a school site and a school psychologist, that they can clearly see that I'm serious about what I'm doing because they've lived it and they've seen it.
Right.
Now, someone who's not familiar with my background, my history, fighting and saving children, they may be a little bit more reluctant to donate, not knowing much about me.
But you can understand that.
No, which is fine. But as someone who's been in my career as long as I've been in it, with the track record that I have, I don't think you'll find another educator walking alive today who have rescued more black boys from prison, special ed, ADHD, and misdiagnosis than me. So my work speaks for itself. But the last point I would say to that is there's no one operating a school on the planet Earth who has ever taken their entire school program and put it out for the public just to get donations. A school is still a business, okay? And you don't go, you'll never find a school that put their whole curriculum on their website, their whole operating plan on their website, their whole structure on their website. It's ridiculous to even ask me to do that because no school operates like that, nor does any business operate like that. And for people asking that question who don't even have the experience, background, or expertise to even effectively evaluate it if I did put it out, is absolutely absurd.
Right. So, and the reason why I raise that, because some people, like, I'll give me, for example, so let's say I want to start a syndicated talk show and I want to start money. And I say, Mr. Johnson, can you give me $1 million to start a talk show? You may not know the structure of the talk show or whatever, but maybe we know each other because you've been on my show. Maybe, we've been in contact. And one may say, one of you kind of be concerned, okay, I'm giving you $1 million.
Yes,
Michael.
for $1 million.
Right,
Yes.
okay.
Yes. For that type of money, you have a right to ask those questions. You don't have the right to ask those questions given $50.
Even if it's the person's money?
Again, you can get certain information.
Right.
You're not going to get my curriculum. You're not going to get my business plan. If you require that degree of information for that little bit amount of money, then it's best you not give it. Because last year, black people spent $4 billion on liquor and alcohol. We didn't ask for any business structure from any of those vodka companies or liquor companies. We spent $2 billion on Air Jordans. No one has written a letter to Nike asking Nike, how are you investing in the black community? Black women spent $9 billion on weave and perm. We haven't written to a single hair care company asking how you are reinvesting some of our capital back into our community. We spent $600 million on McDonald's and other fast food restaurants, but I have yet to see anyone ask McDonald's, Burger King, or any other restaurant how you're reinvesting some of the capital we give you back into our community. So if you're not questioning people who you give billions to every day, how dare you question someone of my status, of my stature, with the proven track record I have, who only has $700,000? It's absolutely ridiculous.
And I'm glad you mentioned the whole school business thing. And I know you stated you were a former principal. Why not start at, whether it was a charter school, public school, private school, independent school, why not start there and then kind of branch out and then start your own school? Why not start at a school and then build your way and get?
Well, as I said earlier, I've already been a principal and an assistant principal. So I don't have to start there. I've been there already.
But wouldn't you want to collaborate with schools that would need?
Let me finish this.
Yep.
No, I wouldn't.
Okay.
Because I have my own vision for my own school.
Right.
I don't want to become a part of your school.
Right.
I don't want to become a part of his school. I want to build my own.
Right.
And the vision that I have for my school is not currently in place, operating anywhere in these 50 states or U.S. territories. Right. In fact, it's on none of the 7 continents. So my vision, my plan, isn't something that I can add to your structure, because my vision as a revolutionary Pan-African nationalist is quite different from many educators who are of bourgeoisie stock and have a different mindset for how they want to educate black children, i.e., right now, whether it is a public school, a charter school, an independent school, most schools only have one goal for black children, and that is to prepare them to go to college. And for me, that's a recipe for disaster, because we have over 2 million African Americans in America right now with master's and doctorate degrees who cannot even find a job. So if your goal of your public school, charter school, private school is to get black kids into college, I would simply say your goal for your students is to get them into debt, because that's the only thing the college is doing for African Americans right now. I have a totally different outlook on education. As far as charter schools go, they're public. Okay? I'm a nationalist. We believe in self-determination in all things. So why do I want to open up a public school owned by the state, ultimately run and controlled by the state? I want my own. And that's why it's going to be the Frederick Douglass and Marcus Garvey RBG International Independent Leadership Academy.